What's good, y'all? It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV, back at y'all with another video. Let's get it. Let's talk about some NBA basketball, man. So, hey, I'm very, very hurt today, man. My Portland Trailblazers, they got bounced out the playoffs first round last night against the Denver Nuggets. First off, let me start by saying congratulations to the Denver Nuggets for getting out of the first round without their superstar point guard, man. They definitely deserved it. They were the better team. But what I realized last night watching the Portland Trailblazers get eliminated by the Nuggets, I realized that Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum got exposed. And not only did they get exposed, but they proved that they're overrated. Very overrated. Right? Especially Dame Lillard. And I know what y'all thinking. Wavy, why would you say that? It's not Dame Lillard's fault. His teammates didn't show up. Dame Lillard is the best player on the team. He's clutch. He dropped 50-something points in the game before they got eliminated. Listen, man, I understand all of that, but I'm going to break it down to y'all, man. Now, number one, Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, they've only been to the conference finals one time. And that was in 2019. When they got to the conference finals, they got swept. Now, I understand that they went up against the Golden State Warriors, but I personally feel like they could have at least won one game. The fact that they got swept, in my opinion, just shows that, you know, they're just not ready. And then when you look at what happened last year against the Lakers, they got dismantled by the Lakers last year. I believe they won like one game. Right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that last year against the Lakers, they only won one game. And not only that, but they barely made the playoffs last year, man. Barely. If it wasn't for that late run before they got in the bubble, I don't even think they would have been in the playoffs. Right? This year, they barely made the playoffs. Right? They made a late run late in the season, and they was able to, get into the playoffs without having to play in the play-in tournament. But let's be honest, man. The Blazers should have been one of those teams that was in the play-in tournament. The only reason that the Los Angeles Lakers had to go to the play-in tournament is because LeBron James injured his ankle, and Anthony Davis injured his hamstring. Right? But when you look at the Portland Trailblazers, right? One thing that we have to be honest with is, number one, they're a horrible defensive team. And they've been a horrible defensive team for a pretty long time now, right? Like ever since LaMarcus Aldridge and Marcus Camby left that team, the Portland Trailblazers have been a horrible fucking defensive team, right? And even offensively, they have scorers, right? Like, they have great scorers. They got Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum, Norman Powell, Carmelo Anthony, Robert Covington. They got the, Sims that comes off the bench. Great three-point shooter. He's also a good dunker. I mean, they have a good scoring team. But what Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum exposed last night is they have a horrible basketball IQ. Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum have horrible shot selections. They take the absolute worst shot at the worst time possible that you could take a shot that they take at that time. When you look at the fourth quarter, right? Carmelo Anthony started off the fourth quarter knocking down two shots. He made a jumper, then he made another jumper and got an and one. He got fouled and he still made the shot, made the free throw, right? Immediately after he made those 4 points, right after he made those two shots, right? Dame Lillard brings the ball up court and takes a horrible congested layup that damn near was impossible for him to make. It made absolutely no sense for him to take a shot like that. Then after that, CJ McCollum takes a horrible shot. And they literally make it a priority to stop passing the ball to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony was literally standing on the court with his hands up like, yo, pass me the fucking ball. I'm built for this. I'm one of the most clutch players in the history of the NBA. I can knock down shots. I'm one of the best scorers in the NBA. I'm in the top 10 all-time scoring. The whole reason that y'all even brought me on this team was to make shots when we need shots. Pass me the fucking ball. My nigga, for like 3, 4, 5 minutes straight, they refused to even look at Carmelo Anthony during the offensive possessions. And what happens? The coach takes Carmelo Anthony out of the game, and they don't put him back in the game until there's 1 minute and 23 seconds left, when the game was pretty much already over. The Portland Trailblazers were already down 8 points by the time Carmelo Anthony went back in the game. So there was literally no way for them to win the game. It was over. It was done. Nobody was making any shots. And it's time that we have, see, the thing is, man, is we know that Dame Lillard is a clutch shooter, right? We know that Dame Lillard can drop 50, he can drop 40, he can drop 30. We know that. But when you look at, if you guys notice, right? Like when you look at the game before last night, right? He dropped like 56 points or something like that, right? His team still lost. You know why? Because nobody else on the team was knocking down shots. And whenever Dame Lillard has a high-scoring game, his team tends to lose, which means that there's a higher chance of them winning the game if he passes the fucking ball. But the problem with the Trailblazers is, see, Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, they look at the Blazers as their team. So even though they have players around them that can knock down shots, they purposefully keep the ball in their hands, and they choose to take horrible shot selections. Dame Lillard takes horrible shot selections. CJ McCollum takes horrible shot selections. When you're in the playoffs, you have to pass the ball to not only the person that's wide open, but you have to pass the ball to the person that has the hot hand, the person that's on fire, the person that's knocking down shots. The reason why the Portland Trailblazers was able to win that game after I think what game was it? I think it was the game before last night, right? The reason why they won that game is because Norman Powell was on fire, dog. He was knocking down threes. He was playing extraordinary defense on Michael Porter Jr. And they kept feeding him the ball. Melo got some good shots. It was an overall great game, but guess what? Dame Lillard struggled that game. Dame Lillard did not have a good scoring game, but yet the team won by more than 10 points. And this proves my point, bro. The Portland Trailblazers, they have weapons that they do not use offensively. And when you're a team that struggles defensively, you cannot stop the opposing team from making shots. You have to be able to score. You can't have multiple possessions in a quarter where your team is not scoring. And what doesn't make any sense to me is when Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum aren't knocking down shots, they continue to shoot the fucking ball as if it's going to go in. When you might have Robert Covington wide open, you might have Carmelo Anthony wide open. What's the point? Listen, what is the point of signing Carmelo Anthony and putting him in a game for more than 20, 25, 30 minutes if you're not going to pass him the fucking ball? Do you guys know how many times that Carmelo Anthony was standing around last night waiting for the fucking ball so he can score? I mean, the guy was literally clapping at his teammates to get the ball, and they still wouldn't pass it to him. They still wouldn't pass him the ball. And Melo was having a decent game, dog. Third quarter and fourth quarter, he was having a decent game until they stopped passing the ball. He was really the only one that was knocking down shots. Bro, last night, Carmelo Anthony and Robert Covington were really the only two guys that were knocking down shots last night consistently. Robert Covington was knocking down threes. Melo was knocking down contested jumpers in people's face. Dame Lillard struggled. CJ McCollum struggled. And if you want to be honest, CJ McCollum struggled the entire playoffs. The entire playoffs he struggled. But yet the nigga keeps shooting the fucking ball, bruh. when he knows he's not having a good game. He knows he's cold. These guys are overrated. You can't compare Dame Lillard to Steph Curry, because Steph Curry has a way better basketball IQ than Dame Lillard. Steph Curry, when he takes those wild shots, is going in 90% of the time. Steph Curry just showed y'all this year that he's top 3 in the league right now. In my opinion, he's top 2. But, you know, for the average basketball fan, Steph Curry proved this year he's most definitely the best point guard in the NBA. He's the best point guard in the NBA right now, dog. Nobody is on Steph Curry's level. Nobody can shoot the ball like Steph Curry does. Nobody can make the shots that Steph Curry does. You got guys like Dame Lillard that try to emulate it, but when it really matters the most, they show, brother, they not built like Steph, dog. They're not. There's no excuse for this Blazers team getting eliminated by the Denver Nuggets when they're missing their superstar point guard, Jamal Murray. There's no fucking excuse for that. No excuse. No excuse. No excuse. They should have won that series. And what needs to happen now is you have to break the team up. You have to break it up because it's not working. If you're going to keep Dame and you're going to trade CJ and you're going to trade some other pieces to get some other pieces, they got to do what they got to do, man. But, man, I can't even see. I see a lot of people placing the blame of the Blazers getting bounced out the first round on CJ McCollum, and I feel like that's not fair. You have to blame Dame Lillard. You have to blame the point guard. You have to blame the best player on the team. Because he didn't, like last night, he did not have a good game. He was like, I think he was like, what, 9 for 18 or some shit? He had a bad game last night. Dame Lillard took some horrible fucking shots last night. But yet, when you go on social media, everybody's acting as if CJ McCollum is the reason why this team didn't go past the first round, and it's not true. Part of the blame goes to Dame, and part of the blame has to go to CJ. And another part of the blame has to go to the coach, because the coach should have never took Melo out the game. The coach should have told the players to pass the ball to Melo. Listen, man, you guys are struggling. Dame, you're struggling. CJ, you're struggling. Melo and Robert Covington are the only 2 players knocking down shots. Pass them the fucking ball. It's that simple. Pass the ball to the guy that's making shots. You guys aren't knocking down shots. Pass the fucking ball to the guy that's making shots. Period. But the coach, the Blazers coach, you can tell he's a nice guy. You can tell that he's scared to be assertive with the players. So because Dame and CJ are the number 1 and 2 players on the team, he just let them do what the fuck they want to do. He should have told them niggas straight up, stop shooting the ball. You guys keep missing. Stop shooting the ball and pass the ball to Melo. Pass the ball to Robert. Period. It's that simple. This ain't rocket science, my nigga. It's that fucking simple, bro. This is not rocket science, dog. Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum are overrated. They've been in the league too fucking long to play the way they've been playing in the playoffs. Dame Lillard is clutch. He's made some big shots. I know he's taking this team to the Western Conference Finals. But for the past 2 years, the past 2 seasons, he has not shown up in the playoffs when it matters. He hasn't. Ever since he hit that game winner over Paul George, he hasn't been playing good in the playoffs, dog. He just hasn't. And we got to keep it real. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Dame should go to the Lakers. For what? So it could be another super team so he can get an easier way to go to the finals? Fuck a super team. Just play better, dog. Switch out some pieces, add some new pieces, and just play better. Take better shots. Make better passes. Y'all just want him to, the Lakers fans just want him to go to the Lakers so the Lakers could go back to the finals next year. With that being said, man, it's your boy Wavy, man. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I'm out.